You wake up, you push, you plan. You try, yet somehow it feels like life is looping. Different days, same emotions. Different goals, same ceiling. You're not lazy. You're not broken. You've just been taught the wrong model of creation, because the world told you success comes from doing more. More effort, more hustle, more sacrifice. But what if effort isn't the problem? What if the real issue is the mind directing the effort? Imagine a ship with its compass, pointing 1 degree off course. No matter how fast it sails, it will still end up in the wrong destination. That's how most people live, working harder inside a mental program that's misaligned with the future they want. And that's why visualization exists, not as fantasy, but as technology. A forgotten technology of consciousness that ancient mystics, elite athletes, and visionary leaders have used to bend probability. It's not daydreaming. It's not pretending. It's not imagine and wait. It's creation and rehearsal. It's teaching the mind and body what the future feels like before it arrives, so that reality has no choice but to follow. Because here's the truth. Your brain doesn't know the difference between what you vividly imagine and what you physically experience. It reacts the same way, firing the same neural circuits, releasing the same chemicals, storing the same emotional memory. That means your imagination isn't fake. It's previewing the future. Every image, every sound, every emotion you repeat becomes a subconscious command, an instruction for the universe and your nervous system alike. But most people misuse this power. They visualize the worst-case scenario and call it worry. They replay old failures and call it being realistic. They create mental movies of limitation and wonder why life keeps reflecting reruns. Visualization is happening all the time. The only question is, are you doing it consciously or unconsciously? You're the director, the actor, and the screenwriter of your reality. The subconscious mind is the production crew, loyal, tireless, and literal. It doesn't question your orders, it fulfills them. If you constantly picture struggle, it says, understood. Let's recreate that. If you repeatedly imagine freedom, peace, and success, it says, got it. Let's make that real. Because the subconscious doesn't interpret, it executes. It doesn't argue with your imagination, it obeys it. That's why visualization isn't a luxury, it's the original design system of creation. Think of it this way, your inner world is the blueprint. Your outer world is the construction. You can't build what you haven't drawn, can't live what you haven't seen. And this is where most people get stuck. They try to change their lives with action alone, without first reprogramming the mental architecture that defines what's possible. They start new jobs with the same beliefs. They enter new relationships with the same emotional blueprint. They chase new goals while rehearsing old fears, and they wonder why the movie doesn't change. But once you understand visualization is science, not superstition, the entire map flips. You begin to realize that the mind is the workshop, not the battlefield. That your imagination is the rehearsal room, where the body learns what success feels like, so it can perform it flawlessly. Later, this isn't just theory, it's measurable. When Olympic athletes visualize their routines before performing, their muscles fire in the same sequence as if they were physically moving. When patients imagine healing, their cells respond. When you imagine joy, your brain releases the same chemicals as if the joy were happening right now. That's how powerful your imagery is. It programs your biology, and that's the key. You don't visualize to escape reality. You visualize to program it. You're not fantasizing, you're coding. So if you've been feeling stuck, if it feels like effort isn't matching outcome, it's not because the universe is ignoring you. It's because your conscious desires and subconscious programming are broadcasting on different frequencies. Visualization is how you bring them back into harmony. It's the process of aligning the blueprint with the building. It's how you stop working against your mind and start working with it. Because once your mind rehearses it, your body starts preparing for it. Your perception starts filtering reality differently. You start noticing doors that were always there because you've finally tuned to the version of reality that includes them. That's what this video is about. Remembering the ancient scientific and spiritual technology of seeing the unseen, not as hope, but as creation. Because everything you will ever manifest will first exist as an image in the mind. And when you learn to control those images consciously, you stop living on repeat and start living by design. In the next part, we'll go deeper into the science of visualization, how images and emotions reprogram the subconscious mind, shift your beliefs, and rewrite your identity from the inside out. Every invention, every piece of art, every act of greatness began as an image. Before it became matter, it was mind. Before it existed in the world, it existed in someone's imagination, rehearsed, felt, seen, believed. Visualization is not magic, it's mechanics. It's the way consciousness interacts with matter through frequency and focus. And now, science has the data to prove it. When you visualize, your brain doesn't idle, it performs. Neuroscientists call it mental rehearsal. When you picture yourself performing an act, running, speaking, creating, achieving, your brain fires the same neural circuits as it would if you were physically doing it. The same electrical patterns, the same muscular microactivations, the same chemical signatures. Your mind doesn't know that it's not real. To your nervous system, your imagination is reality. That means each visualization session is like a training session for your brain. You are building the memory of the future. You are teaching your subconscious what to believe is normal so it can make it real. Think of the subconscious as the engine room of your life. It controls 95% of your behaviors, habits, and automatic responses. It runs your heartbeat, your breathing, your posture, your speech patterns, your beliefs, and most importantly, it runs your identity. The subconscious doesn't judge right or wrong, real or imagined. It only obeys repetition and emotion. Show it an image often enough, and it becomes truth. Charge it with emotion, and it becomes command. That's why people who constantly replay worst-case scenarios often live them out. Not because life is cruel, but because the subconscious can't tell the difference between fear rehearsed and fear experienced. It adjusts behavior, perception, and opportunities to match that vibration. But if that's true for fear, it's true for faith. If repetition of worry creates more to worry about, then repetition of vision creates more to celebrate. That's the law of the mind. You become the mental movies you watch the most. Every visualization is a signal, an electromagnetic broadcast to both your nervous system and the quantum field. It says, "This is who I am becoming. Prepare accordingly." And both your body and the universe begin reorganizing around that statement. This is why top performers, CEOs, artists, healers, and spiritual masters all use visualization, consciously or not. Because they understand that your external reality is a projection of your internal rehearsal. "You are today where your thoughts have brought you," wrote James Allen. "You will be tomorrow where your thoughts take you." So where are your thoughts taking you? If your inner movie is one of effort, stress, and lack, your body will prepare for more effort, stress, and lack. If your inner movie is one of ease, freedom, and confidence, your subconscious will shift beliefs, habits, and opportunities to match that expectation. The subconscious doesn't interpret what you see, it implements it. It begins filtering reality to find confirmation of the new identity. Suddenly, you notice solutions you missed before. You meet people who mirror your new vibration. You feel drawn to make choices your old self wouldn't dare. That's not coincidence, that's calibration. You have literally installed a new mental program. This is how visualization creates transformation. You imagine the scene with intensity and emotion. The subconscious records it as a memory. The nervous system adapts to align with it. Your perception filters the world differently. You act from the new identity. Reality reflects it back. The process is simple but sacred. It's the alchemy of mind into matter. And it always begins the same way, with one question. What do I want to see? Because until you define the vision, your mind will default to the past. It will replay old imagery because it hasn't been given a new destination. That's why visualization starts with idealization, the art of blueprinting. You must design your reality before you can live it. You tell the subconscious exactly where to go, like inputting a destination into a GPS. But here's the nuance most people miss. You don't just see the goal, you feel it. The emotion is the voltage that turns the image into reality. Without emotion, visualization is static. A flat screen, with emotion, it becomes holographic, alive. When you imagine holding your diploma, don't just picture it. Feel the pride in your chest, the relief in your breath, the applause echoing in your ears. When you imagine wealth, don't just count the numbers. Feel the calm when you check your account, the gratitude when you pay bills effortlessly. When you imagine love, don't just visualize faces. Feel the warmth in your chest, the peace in companionship, the laughter in the air. That's how the subconscious says, this is real. That's when it begins to move heaven and earth to prove you right. Because visualization isn't about convincing the world, it's about convincing yourself. And once you do, the world adjusts automatically. You can't outwork your subconscious, but you can reprogram it. And that's what visualization does. It rewrites the code from the inside out. The mind rehearses the future. The body prepares to live it. It's not about pretending. It's about pre-living. It's not about waiting for proof. It's about embodying proof. So the next time you close your eyes and imagine, remember, you're not escaping the present, you're creating the next one. In the next part, we'll go deeper into the visualization framework, the three-step process that turns imagination into programming, and programming into results. Idealization, consistency, and emotional immersion. Visualization isn't random, it's rhythmic. It works in stages, like an artist painting layers of color until the image becomes alive. You can't rush it, but you can master its rhythm. The rhythm has 3 steps: idealization, consistency, and emotional immersion. Together, they transform visualization from wishful thinking into the most precise inner technology ever discovered. Let's begin with step 1, idealization, blueprinting the mind. This is where you set the coordinates. The subconscious needs direction the same way a GPS needs a destination. If you simply say, I want happiness, the mind doesn't know what that means. It needs specifics. Happiness looks different for every soul. So you give it details, vivid, emotional, defined. Not I want to be successful, but I see myself walking into the office I built. Sunlight pouring through the windows, my team smiling, my phone lighting up with thank you messages from people I've helped. Not I want love, but I feel the warmth of a partner's hand in mine, the laughter that fills the space, the sense of home that doesn't need words. Not I want peace, but I sit on my balcony at dawn, the air cool, my mind silent, my heart steady. You're writing the script for the subconscious to perform. Without that clarity, it improvises, and chaos fills the gaps. Idealization isn't about limiting yourself. It's about anchoring the frequency. The clearer you are, the faster your subconscious can align. Now comes step 2, clarity and consistency, the repetition principle. The subconscious learns by repetition. It doesn't respond to occasional inspiration. It responds to constant reinforcement. Just as muscles grow through repeated motion, neural pathways strengthen through repeated imagination. Think of every visualization as a mental workout. Every time you replay your desired reality in detail, you are strengthening the neural wiring of belief. You're saying, this is normal, this is mine, this is who I am. That's crucial. The goal of visualization isn't excitement, it's familiarity. Because the subconscious doesn't manifest what's exciting, it manifests what's familiar. It creates what feels normal. That's why so many people keep attracting struggle. It's what feels normal. Visualization normalizes your next level until it feels ordinary to succeed, natural to be loved, automatic to be abundant. Clarity means rich sensory detail. See it, hear it, smell it, touch it, taste it. The more senses you involve, the more the subconscious believes the experience is real. Consistency means ritual. Once a day is good, twice is better. Same time, same scene, same emotion, until it becomes effortless. You can visualize in the morning before your mind is distracted, or at night when the subconscious is most receptive. The time doesn't matter as much as the repetition. Now, step 3, emotional immersion, the language of the subconscious. This is where the magic and the science merge. Emotion is energy in motion. It is the voltage that powers the visualization. Without emotion, visualization is static, like a film with no soundtrack. With emotion, it becomes alive, a full symphony of vibration. When you see the scene, you must feel it. If you're visualizing success, feel the expansion in your chest, the gratitude in your breath, the thrill in your pulse. If you're visualizing healing, feel the warmth spreading through your body, the peace in your cells, the vitality in your blood. If you're visualizing love, feel the softness, the safety, the joy of belonging. The subconscious doesn't understand language. It understands frequency. Emotion is frequency. It's what tells the subconscious this is happening. That's why emotional consistency rewires your identity faster than affirmations ever will. Because the subconscious doesn't care what you say. It cares how you feel while you say it. You can affirm I am abundant all day long, but if your emotion says, I'm desperate, the subconscious believes the feeling, not the words. Visualization works because it aligns thought and emotion, the electric and the magnetic. Thoughts send the signal out. Emotions draw the matching reality in. Together, they create coherence, a state where your energy field becomes ordered and powerful enough to influence the physical. That's when synchronicities begin. That's when doors open, not by force, but by frequency. That's when life starts mirroring what you rehearsed inside. You might not notice results immediately, but trust the process. Visualization is like planting a seed. At first, nothing seems to happen. But below the surface, roots are forming, connections are growing, energy is building. And one day, the breakthrough appears not as a miracle, but as the inevitable result of consistent focus. Because the subconscious is a faithful servant. Once it accepts an image as real, it begins to rearrange everything to match it. It influences your decisions, sharpens your perception, attracts resources, and magnetizes circumstances. You'll call it coincidence, but it's coordination. It's the subconscious and the quantum field working together. the inner and outer dimensions, aligning in response to your focus. That's how visualization bridges the gap between mind and matter. It doesn't bypass effort, it directs it. It doesn't replace action, it guides it. And that's where the next stage begins, when visualization turns into motion and imagination becomes manifestation. The mind is the canvas, emotion is the brush, action is the masterpiece, coming alive. You've already learned how visualization plants the seed in the subconscious. But a seed, no matter how sacred, still needs sunlight. That sunlight is action, not forced, panicked motion, but aligned action, born from the vibration you've been rehearsing. Because visualization isn't an escape from doing, it's preparation for being. It programs your body to move differently, to think differently, to choose differently. When you feel the vision is real, your decisions begin to align with it. Automatically, you start acting from the identity of the future instead of the memory of the past. Here's what happens after you visualize. Your inner world shifts first, beliefs recalibrate, perception sharpens, emotion stabilizes. Then, the outer world begins to move in response. People, ideas, and synchronicities appear as physical reflections of your internal broadcast. You start noticing opportunities you never saw before, not because they weren't there, but because you weren't yet tuned to their frequency. This is where the subconscious mind becomes your silent partner. Once programmed, it starts to take over. It operates like an intelligent autopilot, guiding your behaviors, instincts, and attractions toward the image it believes is real. If you've been visualizing confidence, you'll catch yourself speaking up without overthinking. If you've been visualizing abundance, you'll start seeing money differently. Ideas will land, conversations will open, guidance will arrive. If you've been visualizing healing, you'll crave foods, environments, and emotions that match health. The subconscious does what you trained it to do. And here's the secret. It doesn't just respond to repetition, it responds to alignment. When your vision, belief, and behavior all point in the same direction, energy condenses into matter faster than you can plan it. That's why visualization and action are not separate. They are partners in creation. Inner picture equals blueprint. Outer action equals construction. You build from the inside out. And as you act from that vibration, life meets you halfway. The phone call comes. The chance encounter happens. The timing aligns. You call it luck. The universe calls it feedback. Because it's not waiting to reward you, it's waiting to mirror you. When your energy moves, reality rearranges. When your inner world becomes coherent, the external world becomes clear. Now let's talk about the phase most people give up in the in-between. The time after you've visualized, believed, felt, but before results appear. It's tempting to say, it's not working. But that space, that silence, is the gestation period of your new timeline. You've already planted the seed. The soil is shifting. The roots are forming. The field is aligning. You just can't see it yet. That's where faith transforms from concept to embodiment. You keep showing up. You keep seeing it. You keep feeling it. You keep acting like it's already done. Because it is done. The subconscious already accepted it as truth, and the quantum field is responding in kind. Faith is not waiting. Faith is knowing. It's not pretending. It's remembering. It's not hoping the vision will come true. It's embodying the version of you for whom it already has. You must hold the vibration long enough for matter to catch up. Physical reality is slower than energy. It takes time to crystallize, but once it does, it becomes unstoppable. When that moment comes, when the imagined scene becomes real, you'll feel it. A strange déjà vu, a whisper inside saying, I've been here before. Because you have. You lived it, first in consciousness. Now you're just walking through the echo. This is what it means to become the architect of your life, to use the same creative force that built galaxies to build your next chapter. And the truth is, you've been doing it all along. Every problem, every success, every experience was once imagined, rehearsed, or believed into existence. Visualization doesn't introduce something new. It makes you aware of what's always been operating, the law of correspondence. As within, so without. You've been broadcasting frequencies your whole life. Visualization simply gives you the power to choose them consciously. So here's your practice, your integration, your daily ritual of creation. Each morning, before the world demands your attention, close your eyes. See the version of you that you are becoming. Feel what that reality feels like in your body. Smile, not because it's here yet, but because you know it's inevitable. Whisper gratitude for a life that's already taking shape in unseen dimensions. Then, when you open your eyes, walk in alignment with that energy. Take one inspired action, one small move from that identity. The rest will unfold naturally. Because visualization doesn't end when you open your eyes, it begins there. Your imagination was never meant to stay in your head. It was meant to project into your life. Every great shift begins as an inner image. Every transformation begins with a single moment of mental rehearsal. Every new reality begins the instant you believe your vision more than your past. So see it, feel it, live it, and watch how the invisible becomes inevitable. Change your thoughts, Norman Vincent Peale said, and you change your world. He was right, but it's deeper than that. Change your images, and you change the architecture of your universe. Because your mind isn't just imagining, it's building. And the masterpiece it's painting is you. Visualization is not a tool for the lucky. It's a universal law for the conscious. You've always been using it now. You'll use it intentionally. So visualize every day. Feel it like it's happening. Take inspired action. And remember, your mind is the first workshop where success is built. Your life is the movie. Your thoughts are the script. Your emotions are the light that brings it to life. So pick up the camera of consciousness and direct something extraordinary. If this message awakens something inside you, that quiet remembering that you've always been the creator, then help this frequency reach more souls. Like this video. If it resonated, leave a comment and tell me, what vision are you choosing to create next? Your words aren't just comments, they're declarations, vibrations that strengthen your field. If you haven't yet, subscribe and join this space, this digital temple where science meets spirit. Tame imagination becomes transformation. Every week, we dive deeper into the codes of consciousness, the quantum mechanics of creation, and the spiritual psychology of becoming your highest self. Remember, your mind is the projector. Your life is the movie. So visualize deliberately and let the universe mirror it back to you.